The first transmission arrived at 3:47 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, cutting through every frequency on Earth like a knife through silk. Dr. Elena Martinez sat bolt upright in her chair at the SETI facility, coffee spilling across her keyboard as the speakers crackled to life with something that made her blood freeze. It wasn't the usual cosmic static or pulsars they'd been monitoring for decades. This was deliberate, structured, and unmistakably hostile. "Get Director Harrison down here. Now," she whispered to her colleague, James Park, who was already reaching for the emergency phone with trembling fingers. The message played in loops, a mechanical voice speaking in perfect English, then cycling through dozens of languages with surgical precision. Russian, Arabic, Spanish, Hindi, French, every major tongue on Earth represented in the same chilling declaration. "Inhabitants of the third planet, you have been observed. You have been judged. Your species' capacity for destruction, for consuming your own world while murdering each other in the name of invisible gods and colored cloth, marks you as a threat to galactic peace. Prepare for correction." Within hours, every television screen, radio, smartphone, and communication device on Earth carried the same message. Social media exploded into chaos. Religious leaders proclaimed the end times. Politicians scrambled for bunkers while simultaneously denying any knowledge of extraterrestrial contact. But it was General Patricia Stone who first understood what the aliens had done wrong. Standing in the Pentagon's crisis room, surrounded by panicking officials and frantically typing analysts, she watched the global response unfold on wall-mounted screens. Riots in major cities, emergency sessions of the United Nations, panic buying that stripped store shelves bare within hours. "They made a critical error," she said quietly, her voice cutting through the noise. Defense Secretary Morrison turned to her, sweat beading on his forehead. "What are you talking about, General? They just declared war on our entire species." Stone's smile was sharp as a blade. "Exactly. They declared war on all of us. Every nation, every creed, every political ideology. For the first time in human history, we have a common enemy that threatens everyone equally." The general was right. Within 72 hours, something unprecedented began to happen. Ancient enemies started talking. India and Pakistan opened direct military channels. Israel and Palestine signed a temporary ceasefire to discuss mutual defense against extraterrestrial aggression. NATO, the Warsaw Pact successor states, China, and even North Korea established a joint command structure that would have been impossible just days earlier. The aliens' second message arrived exactly 1 week after the first, and this time their tone had shifted noticeably. "Your aggressive response patterns were unexpected. Previous civilizations have submitted to correction protocols. Your species appears to possess anomalous behavioral traits that require reassessment." Dr. Martinez, now part of a hastily assembled international response team, couldn't help but laugh as she translated the diplomatic language. "They're scared," she announced to the room full of scientists, military officials, and world leaders connected via secure video link. President Harrison leaned forward on screen. "Explain. They study civilizations before making contact. They've probably been watching us for decades, maybe centuries. They saw our wars, our conflicts, our tendency to fight each other, and assumed we were just another fractured species that would crumble under pressure. But instead," prompted the British Prime Minister, "instead they united us. They gave us something bigger than ourselves to fight against. They turned our greatest weakness, our aggression, into our greatest strength." The third alien transmission never came. Massive ships had been detected at the edge of the solar system, but they remained motionless, waiting, watching a species that had just demonstrated something they'd apparently never encountered before: the ability to transform from scattered tribes into a unified force when faced with an existential threat. Humanity had awakened, not to submit, but to fight as one. And somewhere in the cold depths of space, an alien civilization was learning that some species were more dangerous when cornered than when divided. The broadcast that was meant to break humanity had instead forged it into something the galaxy had never seen before: a united, angry, and absolutely unwilling to surrender species that was now looking toward the stars with new purpose. The hunters had become the hunted.